she gives a speech and she thinks there's still a traitor left, which means Cirie does not want to split that money with Arie, and now she's going to try to get it all. And Benny, you can tell them what now happens.
Yeah, so Arie, he decides to, just quit. But before he quit,
no, Arie.
right. And before he quit, this was in an interview actually where he revealed this. He said that he gave them some clues. What's up, guys? Benny Adams here with Hollywood Junket, and I'm super excited today. I got my main man here, Mr. Craig. How's it going?
Oh my goodness, so good, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me to talk about the Traitors. I loved this show. It was an amazing start to 2023, and so I'm very, very thrilled to talk all about it.
Yeah, this show was amazing. We're talking all about the season finale of The Traitors, a little bit of what happened before the season finale, and it's a crazy show. If you haven't seen it, how this show works is it's 20 people competing for $250,000. Of these 20 people, 3 people are traitors, and these traitors have to murder one of these contestants every episode, and then the other people, they have to figure out who the traitors are, and it's mind-blowing. I loved it.
Yeah, it's like Mafia on steroids.
Yeah. So the traitors were Cirie. She was on Survivor. She played 4 times. And then there was Cody. Cody's played twice on Big Brother. One, the latest, or not the latest season of Big Brother, but Big Brother All Stars. He was the winner. And then you had Christian, who's never done a reality show before. He was one of the everyday people. And then
and so the 20, there's 10 reality people and 10 non-reality people. And I was very happy to see that the Traitor team was mixed up of both.
Exactly.
It would have been kind of unfair if it was like 3 reality TV veterans,
They would have taken it hands down. They would have taken it hands down. So it's a really good concept. Spoiler alert, the person who won was a traitor, Cirie. Really stoked she won. I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Craig. What did you think about Cirie winning the entire game?
Well, yeah, I mean, so we'll have to talk about this later on, but she had a team of 2 other guys, and then they added another traitor. So there's lots to talk about there. But yeah, with Cirie winning it all, I think she played the best game. That was it's a tough position to be in, but she gained the trust of many of her other contestants. Everyone believed that she was a faithful, as they called them, non-traitors. And from the very beginning, she had that trust, and she used that. If she wanted to get someone out of the game that she thought was a threat, or she thought maybe was onto her, she'd get her team to agree, and they would pretty much go after everyone that she kind of thought. But she did it perfectly, where she didn't look like a suspect. She didn't look like a traitor.
Right. And so the other traitors that Cirie was working with were also Cody and Christian. And then Arie was recruited later on. So she had the help of these 2 and later Arie. What did you think about their gameplay?
Well, so they added Arie after Cody got voted off. So Cody was the first traitor to get caught. And then later, the 2 remaining traitors, Cirie and Christian, had the opportunity to add someone from the group. They could have not done it, but they decided to give it a go. And they chose Arie, which I think was a really great choice. I think Arie had definitely, like Cirie, but he was an actual faithful, gained the trust of a lot of people. A lot of people believed him to be this nice guy. So perfect choice to bring on as a traitor. And he actually did have the option to not do it or not, but he decided to do it. So now we're back to 3 traitors.
And it's so crazy because I was thinking like I felt like it would be stupid of him to not take this position as a traitor. And so I wonder, like, do you see any benefits of him staying a faithful if he didn't go join the traitors?
No, because if he would have had the knowledge, which is great, and he could have told everyone else, hey, they tried to recruit me, I said no. But then they would have killed him, you know. And there were still so many people in the group that they wouldn't have known who would have done it, you know. So
Right.
I think he kind of had to.
I want to talk about Cody and Christian. Before Arie was brought on as a traitor, Cirie was able to get both of them to vote out their alliance members. What did you think about that? I thought it was just so brilliant. And this is why I like this game, because Cirie was doing exactly what a traitor would do. You know, I didn't want to see the traitors play nice. I wanted to see the traitors turn on each other. I wanted the traitors to play mind games on each other. And that's what Cirie did to both of them. So I wanted to know your thoughts on her gameplay.
Absolutely. I mean, the reason that Cirie won is she was playing two games. She was playing one against the Faithfuls, and then she was playing one against the Traitors. And I think Cody and Christian were just playing one game against the Faithfuls, you know, so it was perfect because by the end, or when she was trying to get off the Traitors as well, they didn't have anyone to back them up, you know. So
Right.
yeah.
Brilliant move. Brilliant move. One person who was, I'm not going to say just as brilliant as Cirie, because Cirie won, so she was she was the best player out of all of them. But there was one person who was a faithful who got voted out early, who was on to them. She was close, and that was Brandi.
Yes.
She was pretty close. She named two out of the three. I think she named Christian and Cirie. What did you think about Brandi's gameplay? And do you think if she wasn't voted out so early, she would have figured it all out?
Absolutely. All right. So Brandi Glanville is the number one reason I even started this show. I'm a huge fan of hers. So of course I was so sad to see her go so early. That hurt. But yes, and then she named two of the three by episode 2 or 3. And I'm like, yeah, she's got this. I think she would have been amazing throughout the whole show, both for entertainment value, but also for figuring out the traitor. I think she can read people really well. I think she's probably seen a lot of two-faced people in her life and in the jobs that she does. So she's built for this game, you know?
Yeah. If Brandi was a traitor, she would have been cutthroat.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
no other. I also want to talk about Cody. And this was I'm a huge fan of Cody. I watched him on Big Brother All Stars. He won that game. Disappointed that he was voted out. So not early, but I guess in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him go far. What do you think led to his downfall in the game?
You know, I thought he started off really strong, and I think he really just messed up with that whole Kyle Ryan Lochte thing. And I think it was just a slip. You know, I think he maybe got just too comfortable that morning. I think it was the morning at breakfast, and it was
And I think
so unnecessary.
yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think what happened was because Cody was playing a very good game. And like I said, I've seen Cody play Big Brother, Big Brother is it's a very strategic game. It's a game where like you have to play mind games on people, and he's great at that. And I think this game just mentally drained Cody where he slipped up. And that one slip up cost him everything. And it
Yeah.
was just, I was like, man, I wanted you to go far, dude. So
Well, and I
was
could be
disappointed
wrong
in
because
him.
this happened pretty early on, but Rachel, who's another Big Brother alum and
Mhm.
who's a great competitor, I'm pretty sure she said she was on to Cody because she's known him for so long and she could see
Yeah.
right through it. So that I thought was interesting. And then she never really talked about it much more after that. But yeah, I think she was onto it for sure.
I want them to explain this during the reunion show because yeah, they never really talked about that because that was either the first episode or the second episode where she said that where she was like, "Oh, I know
Yeah.
Cody is a traitor," but yet she never said anything. Let's talk about the second traitor who
Yes.
was eliminated, Christian. What did you think of Christian first of all?
I did not think he was a good trader pretty much from the beginning.
Hmm.
He was all over the place. and then I think once people caught on to that, I think he had to act like that's just his normal character, like
Yeah.
but yeah. I just didn't think he played a very good game. And then again, kind of the same thing as Cody did, Christian really messed up when he talked about how he was approached about being a traitor the breakfast the next day. This was the same time that they did it to Arie. They weren't going to say anything. And then out of nowhere, the beginning of the day, Christian says, yeah, I was approached to be a traitor, but I turned it down. Why? And
I
Cirie had that same
never
reaction,
will never understand. I remember watching it. I'm just like yelling at my screen, like, why would you do that, Christian? I think he got too comfortable and he let that all out. And so then when he leaves, when he lets that all out, Cirie and Arie, they're like, what are you doing, bro? Like you're hurting us by doing this. And they had no choice but to vote him out. And I think they were happy to get him out, to be honest.
Cirie for sure. Cirie been putting up with his stuff the whole show, So I think she was very happy to get rid of him. And then so that happens, and now it's just Arie and Cirie, and that's after Christian was the 6th to go. So now we have basically a top 5, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this finale, man.
Yeah. The finale was crazy. No one thought that she was a traitor, even after she outed Arie. So just what did you think about that whole situation? Why don't you think they suspected Cirie in the first place?
The only slip up I saw Cirie do was the night before when they voted off Christian. Cirie made this very passionate speech about how she did not believe Kate was the traitor. I fully believe this. And then the next night, she votes for Kate. And I just thought I think she just put a little too much emphasis on, I know I'm not wrong on this. I know I'm not wrong on this. And then she did it the next day. So for me, for the faithfuls, that should have raised a red flag, I think. And then your question about Arie. So they do get rid of Kate. Quentin had been going for Kate for like the last 5 or 6 episodes. He finally got what he wanted. Kate reveals that she's a faithful, and so there's only 4 left, and it's 2 faithfuls and 2 traitors. Now, keep in mind, they don't know still that the Arie was added as a traitor, so this whole season there's actually been 4 traitors. They still think it's 3. But
right.
The host, Alan Cumming, is saying to the top 4 that there's a traitor or
traitors, yeah.
And they just don't pick up on it, or at least it seems that way.
Yeah, and this goes back to me saying the remaining faithfuls, they had never done reality TV before, right? They were just like the regular people. Yeah. And this is what I'm thinking. They just weren't listening to the cues. And I think, a veteran who's done reality TV, they know to listen to every single detail. And so that's the only thing that I can get out of that, because I was thinking the same thing, do the math, you guys. 2 people have been voted out. There's 1 person left. And then also when they voted out the 2 guys, in my mind, I was like, if I was in this game, I would think that one of the traitors would be a woman.
Very true. Very true.
So,
you were mentioning the people that have been on the competitive shows versus not. I guarantee all the 10 that have been, they were constantly looking for clues, looking around the house, seeing if they were hints, where the non-reality people were just, enjoying the castle, sometimes.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if I was in this game, Cirie would have been my number 1 target every single day. The reason why is because she is so nice. She is so nice, and people see her as this motherly figure. That is my main suspect, the nicest person, the most quietest person, because that's how she played it. That's
until she looks you in the eye, and then you just fall in love with her, and you're like, nope, you're right. You're not a traitor. I think she's very hard to not believe, which is awesome for this game. I do want to ask you this too, because you're saying the faithfuls not from a competition base. once they added Arie, do you think everyone should have been told that they've added a traitor, or did you like that no one knew?
I like that no one knew.
Yeah.
I think that was way better. It would have made the game way too easier. I kind of feel like this game was geared towards helping the traitors out more than the faithfuls.
100%. Yeah.
I was watching as a viewer, I was watching for the traitors. I was rooting for the traitors to win, not the faithfuls.
Watching the show a lot, like in progress, I thought they should have told everyone that there was a fourth traitor.
Cirie did this interview, and she said that they were told by the producers, and I guess they just didn't air this, that the producers told them that there could be 3 to 5 traitors. And this really this confused me even more, because now I'm like, you guys, no, they specifically told you 3 to 5. You got rid of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think about that?
That's news to me. That's really neat that she shared that. That's cool. Yeah, as a competitor, if they say 3 to 5, I'm guessing there's gonna be 4 or 5. You know, they're not gonna say 3 to 5 and keep 3 the whole time.
Let's talk about the fire of truth.
Let's do it.
Cirie's big speech, where she outed Arie. Were you expecting Cirie to do this? Were you expecting her to get rid of one of her alliance members?
Not at all. They had the game in the bag. Both Arie and Cirie had it in the bag. $250,000. They would have split it, so they each walk with 125, which is awesome. That's great. Anything over 100 grand is fantastic, you know. And I thought that was going to be that. And you know, if you guys have not watched the show, you've got to watch the show, because at the very end they've got to throw in this bag, and if it lights up green, then that means they're good with the final 4, and we're going to move on. And Arie's green, Andy's green, Quentin's green, and then Cirie throws it in and it's red. She's the last one, and we're like, no. So yeah, and then like Benny said, you know, she gives a speech and she thinks there's still a traitor left, which means Cirie does not want to split that money with Arie, and now she's going to try to get it all. And Benny, you can tell them what now happens.
Yeah, so Arie, he decides to, you know, just quit. But before he quit,
no, Arie.
right. And before he quit, this was in an interview actually where he revealed this. He said that he gave them some clues. Some clues that, you know, Cirie is a traitor, without just saying Cirie is a traitor. Because I don't think technically, maybe he just wasn't allowed to say, hey, Cirie is a traitor. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it was somewhere in the contract.
I want to know. I hope they say that in the reunion.
Yeah, and so like he said, one of the clues, I think he said he gave everyone a hug except for Cirie. And then he said something like he was recruited. And so he said he was recruited.
Yeah, he was recruited late. Yeah.
Right. And so he was hoping that they would catch on, meaning, oh, maybe there's one more.
And they should have. They should have, because they know that there's 3. They've gotten off 2. If he was added late, there's still the 1, you know? So what happened, you know?
And all guys, it did not click in their head that there could be a woman. There has been no woman. There has to be a woman traitor.
And that is why Cirie nailed this. I keep saying Cirie nailed this, because even with that little nudge of like, guys, there might be one more, they were like, no, we're good. And I just can't believe he didn't try to like fight for that money. He really just gave up. And I'm sure the pressure, and I'm sure they're exhausted, you know. I really think that's what it kind of was for Arie, but not me. Nope. I would have pled my case at that point. I wouldn't have said I was a traitor. I just would have been like, you know what? Now I think about it, Cirie, like you've done some shady things, and I would have tried to convince the other 2 that she was I'm not getting the money, then she's not, you know. And I'd rather the faithfuls get it and split it.
If I'm going down,
you're being betrayed like that. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us recap this brilliant show. Oh, and if I'm not mistaken, it's been renewed for a season 2.
I was gonna
I
say,
think I saw
so
that.
it's renewed for season 2. Alan is coming back to host. Also, the reunion for season 1 is going to be February 28th. So mark your calendars for that. It'll release on Peacock. So yeah, maybe we'll be recapping season 2.
Hey, you never know.
In a few months. That'd be awesome.
All right, guys. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this recap with me and Craig. I'm Benny Adams, Hollywood Junket. You can find me on all social media at Benny J Adams.
That's right. My name's Craig Ries too. I work with Hollywood Junket a lot as well, especially with The Voice. So you can find all those videos.
Until next time, hopefully we'll do this next season.